I'm Louise Speakman, and I'm a Sahtu-Go-To-Net artist from Delaney, Northwest Territories, and I currently live in Yellowknife, and I am a beadwork artist. So the way that I come up with things, honestly, at first I was really inspired by the beadwork of my grandma and then my mom. That's what I saw growing up. So I would use kind of like similar colors that they use, but then I kind of just started to come up with my own vibe, you know? I really love neutral colors. I love nude colors. And that's what I prefer to wear myself, and blues. But then as I was beading, and I realized, that other people were interested in my work, which was really weird to me at first. And I had to start creating for other people to wear, because it's not just me wearing it. Sometimes I'll be walking and I see certain colors together and I'm like, oh, that would look really nice on a pair of earrings. And I've also actually dreamt about earring designs. I don't know if it's because I'm beading so much, it's such a big part of my life. So I've actually dreamt about certain pairs that I've created them. It's really cool. I feel really special because it's literally come from a dream. But I think for me, I like to think about designs as I go to sleep. It's really calming for me. So sometimes I'll think of something, I'm like, oh, that would look really good. And then I'll write it in my notes. So on my phone, in my notes, I have a ton of little beading designs or little colors that would go together. And yeah. I would say that I'm a self-taught artist, but I'm inspired by the matriarchs in my family. My grandma was a beader, and then my mom, they're both really incredible at what they do. And then I watched them bead growing up, and then I started a bit later though, in 2021. And I started because of COVID, actually. Just was looking for things to do. There was a lot of things shut down, and it was pretty isolating. So I picked up beads, and I learned a bit from online videos and then also just other beaders. Yeah, it really taught me patience. I did it a lot because I had a lot of time, and I really enjoyed it. I think that the beading community is so incredibly supportive. Especially when I started, I would reach out to people, and people were always so willing to help. Would send me videos, would tell me how to do things. So just as I got better and my platform grew online, people started to message me. It's really important to me to help others, just like other artists had supported me. So yeah, the community is really supportive, and I think that it's really important to uplift each other, especially, just as Indigenous women. I think that we need to be really supportive of one another. There's space for all of us in this community. Yeah, I think it's really important to share the knowledge and to encourage others. If I see someone's beadwork, especially at the craft sales that I was at the past couple weekends, you see really good, really clean lines, really good beadwork, and I just feel so proud of them. It's really it's an art, and it's Indigenous excellence. I love to see how good people get, and especially when it's I've followed beaders. When a new beader follows me on Instagram, I always make sure to follow them back, and I love to see their journey. And I've seen people with their pages growing, and I see their beadwork get better and better, and it's just I feel so proud of them, and that's what this community is all about. And I feel that's what we have to all inspire to be, and to just be really supportive of one another. Beading is really therapeutic for me. It's always been very healing, and it's a big part of my sobriety journey, actually. When I decided to get sober 2 years ago, it was really difficult for me, and especially the first 3 months. I really, it's really hard, and I used beading as a way to get through that part of my life, and also just overall, I think our people have been through a lot, and just with intergenerational trauma, I feel that's something that a lot of people focus on. I really like to look at it as intergenerational healing, And I feel like doing this kind of art and the beadwork, it's just so healing for our people. And it's a way to show how resilient we are, how talented we are, how much love that we have. And that is so apparent in the work that you see. Just with the healing part of my beadwork, it's really helped me when I've gone through really big things in my life, and I've been through a lot of loss and a lot of hardship. And in those times of grief and hardship and just, when I'm going through a hard time, I've been able to bead, and I really feel like that's gotten me through it. And it's makes me sad that my grandma never got to see this. Like, I know that she'd be really proud of me and like to see the work that I've done. Like, just an example for like with the work that I have been doing, like the beadwork that I've been doing, it was really hard for me when my grandma passed, and that was in 2018. And at the same time, my brother passed away as well. And like that kind of like, it was an incredible loss, and it was a really, really hard time. Sometimes when we go through those things, we aren't able to fully grieve in the way that we need. So when I did start beading, I felt like that was a way for me to just feel those feelings that I needed to. And the way that I did that is I would create earrings as a way of healing. And like for specifically the loss of my grandma and my brother, I created earrings with their favorite colors. And it was amazing. Like, I was able to make a pair of earrings with the colors that they loved. And then while I was doing that, I was able to blast CCR, and that was my brother's favorite band. And so it just was really, it gives you a space to grieve. It gives you a space to feel your feelings. And I've done it, I've lost multiple people over the years, and each time that I've had a really significant loss in my life, I've made a pair of earrings for that person. And I'm just so grateful to have an outlet like this so that I can create from a place of grief, but it's a way for me to heal. And it's been so important to me. When I did decide to get sober, it was really scary, but it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever done for myself in my life. And I had a friend in recovery, and she, at the beginning it can be scary, and it's, so I talked to her about it, and she said, like, she was like, you have beading, like you have your beadwork, like just really focus on that at the beginning. And I did, and my beadwork really got me through that time, because especially in early recovery, it can be really difficult. You have a lot of feelings that come through, and it's really raw, and you're feeling a lot of things. So being able to have, again, that outlet and something that you can really focus on, because there's just like a lot of things coming at you at once. It was so incredibly grounding for me, and I'm so grateful for that. It's really important to me to like be really intentional with my beadwork. And again, I talk about beading when I'm in deep grief, but I also do it when I'm really happy, and even in the times where it's like deep grief, it's healing that's going into those earrings as well, right? And when I'm beading, like especially like the past couple years, I've been so intentional about it, and I really think about, the earrings that I'm making, the love that goes into them, and then the person that they're going to be going to. And sometimes I even put like a little bit of sage in the middle. And I think that it's not just like a pair of earrings that you're wearing. It's really like it's love and healing that you're able to have on your body. And I think that it's just so wonderful that people will like wear my art, and I think it's like really incredible that I can do that for people, and that I can have this outlet, and just like this healing path that it's opened for me. I still feel weird that my artwork has gotten bigger, and that people wear my earrings. Like sometimes I'll walk around Yellowknife and I see someone wearing a pair of earrings that I've made, and like it makes my heart so happy, but like it's just so bizarre to me still sometimes. And so yeah, I don't really have a goal in mind. I mean, I think that doing bigger projects is something probably that I'd love to do, and I think making like a pair of moccasins would be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really have like a bigger goal. Like I think these markets that I've been going to have been like huge for me, and it's been really incredible to be able to go. I'd love to go to the Vancouver fashion show again. That was like a really fun time. But I think overall, like maybe just being able to have like stock and like to be able to go and like maybe to do it a little bit faster. But ultimately that's never really like why I do it. I think it's been amazing that, you know, my work sells and that it's successful in that way, but it's always just been about how it makes me feel, and that's really what it comes down to for me. And if I can continue doing that and it continues to make me feel really grounded, then that's the best. I think that the advice that I would give to myself is to just keep going. I think at the beginning I got really frustrated a lot. And it's funny because like my mom would laugh at me, and again, humor is a big part of my culture, and I would get really frustrated of like even just trying to like thread a needle and I couldn't get it, and like to the point of wanting to cry. Like if something didn't fit, or like a bead wouldn't fit, or like a bead would break, like all of it's trial and error, right? And I would get so frustrated that I just wanted to stop, or like I would think that something didn't look as good, or like, yeah, just being really critical of myself. And, you know, it just takes practice. And I never would have thought that, you know, I would be able to make the pieces that I've made today. And yeah, so I think if I was to look back, then I would just, you know, be easier on myself and to continue with patience and to, yeah, just keep going, because there's a few times that I wanted to stop, and I'm just so glad that I didn't.